See here, we have two inputs over here, A, B, C and X, Y, Z. These two are two different inputs. Now what I want, the first two characters must be swapped. That means this AB should go over here and XY should come over here, so that this will become XYC and this will become ABZ. Correct? See, although the sample code I have given over here, you can also write the logic of your own. Not necessary that this is the only logic of the program. You can write the logic of your own to solve these problems. Correct? These programs, now I am just discussing the problem what it is. You will do of your own, and maybe in the coming lab class will solve these things. Here we have write a Python program to add ing at the end of the given string. Ing at the end of a given string. If the given string already ends with ing, then add ly instead. So it says that whatever string you will input, you add the ing to that. And if already ing is there, then you add what? Ly. So very simple. You have to extract the last three characters. If it is ing, then you add ly. If it is not, just add ing. That much. So this is the sample code I have given. Do remember, this is not the only code that you have to write. You may write a code of your own, right? This is a program to create a HTML string with tags around the words. So you have to create a HTML string over here. What it says, suppose my input is I, my input is two inputs I have. One is I, another is Python. This says that you include this string Python, with this HTML tag I. How the output will come? The output should come like this. The output should come like this. I with this the container tag, and /I with the container end container tag. So in this way you have to write. Is it clear? Is it understood? My input is I and Python. So before and after the Python, it should enclose with this one. Is the problem understood? Similarly, so I give.
So once more, sir, it's not clear.
Suppose I input B and Python. Have you learned HTML before?
No, sir.
Just the basics. No, sir, not this, not in Silicon, sir.
At least you have learned this bold, italic, these tags are given or not? Do you know or not? Anyway, okay, even if you don't know that nothing, I want what? I will input two things. I will input a string. I will input another string over here. You forget about the HTML tag. I am inputting two strings. One is over here, another is over here. What I want, this first the first string that I have given, it should be before and after. You can see over here. This is before and after. But after it is, when you give after, it should be slash, and first one is B. Suppose I am giving B over here. So B followed by the string, then slash B. If I am giving I, then I string, then slash I. In that way, you have to write.
Sir, is the slash compulsory to end that?
Slash is S. Whenever there is a string, it must be ended with the slash. If you have head slash head, title slash title, always the end is the slash.
And sir, in the print command, there we don't have to use the comma after the double quote, right?
Which one? Where? In HTML, or you are saying over here?
No, sir. In this problem, sir, in this the solution where you have written the print statement within the angular bracket percentages. After the double quote ends, we don't have to give the
no comma, no. So do remember here, not like C, you don't have to use comma over here. You just have to type these strings the way I have written. No need to write comma. Correct? So comma will appear over there if you give. So no need to give comma. I have just written like that only. Is that understood? It is not the C syntax. Is it understood? No need to give comma over here. Just write in this way so that it will be understood that first one the percentage s, and percentage s over here. And what you have to write? Tag within the conical bracket. This tag has to be in conical bracket, but with slash. Very simple to write over here. No need to give comma and all these things. Is it understood? Similarly, suppose if program is to swap comma and dot in a string. Suppose there is a comma, it should be replaced by dot. If it is a dot, it should be replaced by comma. For example, this one I have taken 32.054 comma 23. So it says that you take 32,054 dot 23. Correct? So I have used a translate over here, but you may scan the string and replace accordingly. This is one of the statement I have written. You may write the logic of your own, but my objective is that not necessary that the code that I have written you should write. You will write this code, you can run it to check, but my advice is to design an algorithm of your own or write an algorithm of your own to do the same operation. Can you do or not? Okay. This is another program. Here it says write a Python program to find the first appearance of a substring not and poor. So it will find two substrings, not and poor, from the given string. If not followed the poor, that means first not poor. If it is not and poor, not follows the poor, replace the whole not poor substring with good. That means if the not then poor it comes, you remove all this not poor and what you add over there? Good. For example, the lyric is not that poor. This is my input. So I have not came to the first not, then we have poor. In between that you may have a number of strings over here, not dot 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 poor. So you may have a number of strings between this not and but not comes before poor. So it says replace the entire thing not to poor with good. Not to poor with good. Is the problem understood? Is the problem understood? We have to search not and poor, but I have to check that position of not and the position of not should be less than the position of the poor. So in between that, whatever the string is that, the entire string should be replaced by good. Is it understood? I am not.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
One second. So I am not exactly going through the solution. Solution you will design of your own and sample solution I have given. You can do it, but thing is that you must understood what the question is asking for. Similarly, it says that is a cryptography problem. Here it says in cryptography, the seizure cipher, also known as the seizure, this is seizure cipher actually. The shift cipher, the seizures code or seizure shift is one of the simplest. I'll make you understand like this. Suppose my input is ABC. I want to encode this ABC. How will you encode? I will input a value, suppose 2. Every character will be coded with the next 2 characters. If I write A, the next 2 characters is C. For B, the next 2 characters is D. For C, the next 2 character means after C, what is that? D and E. So E will come. So A is encoded to C, B is encoded to D, and C is encoded to E. So my string is encoded to C, D, E. Is it understood what I am saying? Suppose you will input your name, but it will be encoded to some other character. How many steps it is? the number of steps is you will input. Suppose here in this example, my step is 2. Is it understood or anybody having doubt?
Understood, sir.
Okay. Now just think of,
Understood, sir.
okay, somebody has inputted Z. Then can you tell me what it will come if it is Z?
B.
B.
Yes. That means cyclic order.
They
Yes,
say
very good.
D,
Okay.
sir.
Yes. That means it is in cyclic order. If the last one will reach, then it will come from the beginning. This is we have written for encoding, and this message is suppose gone to the receiver. Now receiver will decode it. So you will also, this is the one part of the program I have written. You can also write the decode program so that from the encrypted text you can get the original text. That means if CD is given, you can also get ABC from it. Is it understood? Is it understood? Okay. So that part also you will do. So one part you will also do the next another part, that is converting from secret cipher or encrypted text to the original text. Similarly, you have another program. It's very simple. I have to program to print 4 values: decimal, octal, hexadecimal, binary. I'll input an integer, and it should display what? Decimal, octal, hexadecimal, and binary. So you know that functions are there, octal, hexadecimal, binary, the functions are there, just use it to get. If you don't know, the functions I have written over here, you can get it from there. This is nothing to, just what is given, you just you execute that program. This is just to know that these functions are there which can work over the string. This is a program to wrap a given string into paragraph of given width. Very interesting problem. See over here, my question is that the quick brown fox, this is given, right? And width of the paragraph, suppose I input 10. Try to understand. I have 2 inputs. This is one input, second input is 10. It says that you count 10 characters from here, it should wrap. That means the next should come to the next line. That means 3, 4, 5, 3, 8, 9. So now 9 and 10. So now from here it should come back over here. Is it understood? So 10 means 0 to 9. So from 0 to 9 it will go and it will come back over here. Then again 0 to 9, the next other statement should come to the next line. So in a particular line, maximum of 10 characters will be there. Is it understood what I am saying? So I will input a string, I will input the width, that what is the length of one line, and automatically it will break that entire sentence into that number of lines, and it should be printed in a separate line. Suppose I write the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I have written the entire statement. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Then what it should come? This is my input and my width is 10. Then this is 10 character, this is 10 character. Again, it should continue like that only. Again, it should continue in that way. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
This output I have written for this, so I'll write up this. And one more problem is to move all spaces in front of a given string in a single traversal. I want what? All spaces what is there in a string has to be collected and move all spaces in front of the given string in a single. I just want to cover all the spaces over there. So these problems, what is I have discussed now, I have only told you what is the problem. I have not told you, I have not discussed about the solutions. So what you have to do in the next lab class, actually, this you will do in the lab, that all these programs you will try of your own and you will write the logic of your own if possible. Correct? Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now we'll go for the module 2. And this is about the sequences, Python sequences. We'll go for list, tuple, strings already we have discussed. So we'll go for list, tuple, the other things like byte sequences, byte arrays, range of the other, automatically this will come inside that tuple itself, correct? List and tuple itself. So first we'll go for what is a sequence. Sequence already we have already gone through what are sequences. The most basic data structure in Python is the sequence. We generally work with the sequences. For a range is a sequence, a range function that you use, right, to generate a sequence. Actually, I use a string. String is a sequence of characters. I use a I will use a list, means number of items I will store somewhere in a list. So that is a sequence. So if you are going to store a set of items, then so then that is called as a a sequence. Then it is known as a sequence. Each element of a sequence is assigned a number. What is that? Its position or index. So every element that is there in the sequence has an index, has a position. Actually, that position is, we say, is an index. It's like an array that you have used in C language. Suppose I declare a of 10. So every location has an index, a of 0, a of 1, a of 2. Similarly, in a sequence, each one having an index starting from 0 onwards. If it is a string, then also it will have a 0 onwards. If it is a list, it is 0 onwards. So every item that is there on a sequence has a index, has an index number over there. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The first index is 0. The first index is 0. The second index is 1, and so forth. So we have starting from 0 onwards. The Python has various built-in types of sequences, but the most commonly used are list, tuple, and string. Python has various built-in types of sequences. There are different ways the sequences can be, we have different sequences can be made. There are built-in types. What are those? Mostly we use list, tuple, and string. String already we have read, and we know that what are the operations on the strings. Now we'll go for reading this list and tuple. So now coming to the first one is the list. We'll go for how to create the list, how to access list, how to list can be sliced, reassigned, deleting, all those things. What can be, what are the operations that can be, what are with the various built-in functions you have, different, how to iterate over the list. All these things we are going to cover over here.
Sir, do you have to take the screenshots, or you will provide the PPT later?
I will see. My advice is you keep it over you so that you will read. It's not that you, why I was not giving for the module 1 initially, because if I give it from the beginning, you will not write and you will not read at all. My advice is you read from the, what you write something and read from here. I will provide the slide. It's nothing big or great in having a difficult in providing. I will provide the slides, but my advice is you write from here so that you will have a practice that what are the things you have to write in your exam. If you read only from the slides from the screen, you will never remember. You will not, if you will not practice, you will never remember. So for the time being, even if I will provide it after the completion of module 2. When the module 1 completed, I have given. Similarly, when the module 2 will over, I will provide the, I will upload the slide. It's true
Yes,
that I will provide the slide. It's not it's a big problem for me. Only thing is that I want that you must be involved. I will provide the slide and you will not attend the class, you will not listen, then it's your problem only. Correct?
Yes, sir.
see, this is the list. The data structure list is an ordered sequence which is mutable and made up of one or more elements. I will tell that what is mutable. So it is what the list is a data structure, right? So where we can store some elements. It is an ordered sequence. Ordered sequence means every data that you store over here is having a index value over here. This is being stored in a particular index value. But this is order doesn't mean that this to be sorted. I am not saying that this has to be sorted. Not necessary to be sorted, but this is in a particular order we store it, and it is mutable. Mutable means we can modify the content of a list. Correct? I can make this index value 2 to 6 to 60 or 8 to 18 or 10 to 53. So I can change the value of a location of the list. But there are other data structures we'll read like we'll read about the tuples, where we may not able to modify the data, right? So, but here in the list we can modify the data, and we say what? Okay. Just so now look into this example. A list of even numbers between 1 to 11 I have stored in a, you can see this is the way the list is being prepared. This is in which bracket? In the square bracket is given, and the list items are separated by comma. The list items are separated by comma, correct? So how it is being stored? It is the numbers are being stored, the values are being stored in this way, like you stored it in an array. Similarly, it is being stored, and the index values are, this is the index values we say. In the 0th index it is 2, 1 index it is 4. So these are the index values. Index is always starts from 0 in any sequence, whether it is a string or list or tuple. The sequence starts from 0 itself. So this row is the elements, and this row what we can see is the what? The indexes. These are the indexes, correct? So okay. So a list can store elements of different types. A list can store elements of different types. So not necessary like you can see over here, I have stored only integers. I have stored only integers. But if similarly, if you still look into the arrays in C, array is a linear data structure, store similar kinds of elements. This is not there. This is not there over here. I take a list. See over here. I take a list. I store some what? Some strings over here, and along with some some values, some numbers. A list can store elements of different types, correct? So and what is the index value over here? So again it is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these values are being stored. So let these values I have if I store in a list, the index value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that it will be stored, correct? If I want to create an empty list, why the empty list is required? I will create the list, and later I will go on adding the elements to the list. So initially I want to make it empty. It is like a initialization kind of thing. So if I want to create an empty list, I will store some, I'll just give the bracket and it will be a list over here, right? So a list can be, you can see over here, these are the, suppose these are the elements I am storing, then each one having the index value. So these are the positive index, what you say. In the previous example I have shown you, these are actually positive indexes, correct? And if you want to access the same list in a reverse manner, then you have a negative index, so which will be starting from -1 onwards. Positive index starts from 0, whereas the negative index starts from 1. This has to be remembered, correct? I'll give one example over here. So if I go for, suppose this is LST1, so list 1, I declare a list over here with some values. And you can see over here, if I print the LST1, it prints the entire thing. But if I print LST1 of some value, maybe 2, can you guess that which one? It is starting from 0. So 0, 1. Yes.
So 65.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So yes, so you have 2 indices over here. If I give -2, which one? It is
7.
not from
57.
yes.
57,
So
sir.
it is not from 0, it will from -1, correct? So just see over here, an ordered group of sequences enclosed inside the square bracket. So you have an ordered sequence, a group of sequences, but it should be enclosed within what? Enclosed within the square brackets and separated by comma. You can see the elements are separated by comma. These are being separated by comma. So list elements are separated by comma. So how will you know that it is a list? You must know that you must have a pair of square brackets and the elements must be separated by comma, correct? Just look over here. If I want to create an empty list, I'll write like this, list. If I want to store some values, I'll write like this, sequence 1, then comma, like this. But if I want to store only one value, I will not give comma over here, right? Here the comma is not mandatory. But if you have multiple values, then your comma is necessary. Is that understood or not? If you have multiple, yes. For example, you can see over here the language equals to Python. This is what? This is I have written over here in a list. And this is, can you tell me that how many elements are there in this list? It is one element or number of characters?
One element, sir.
Element.
And here we have
5, sir.
5.
Five.
So index is from 0. Very good. So now we'll go for how to access these list elements. I have already discussed in the string. However, just know this. It is from, I already told, it is from 0 to 0 onwards, and it is from -1 onwards from the right hand side. To access an element, use square bracket with the index of that element. If I want to access a particular location, I'll either use the positive index or I'll use the negative index. I may use list of 3 or list of -5 gives you the same result, right? So list of 0 fetches the first element. A list of 5 will fetches the fifth element. Similarly, a list of -1 will fetch the last element. List of -4 will fetch this element. So if I give list of 3 or list of -5, both is the same, correct? These things already we have discussed in our previous slides. So I'm just quickly going through this. If we are to slice a list, we have lower bound, upper bound, and step, or we can say start, stop, and step. Start, stop, and step, or we can say lower bound, upper bound and step. So it will be from lower bound to upper bound minus 1. Always that you remember. It should be lower bound to upper bound minus 1. Correct? So if you say 435 2, what does it mean? Starting from 4 to 35 minus 1, that means 34
34.
with a step value of 2. 4 to 34 with a step value of 2. Correct? So print a colon. So all. Or I print a double colon, meaning is same, because all are default values, because it is taking all default values. Default values are starting from 0 to 1 and end is the length of the string. If I see start, give the start value, that means from the start value end value is not given, so it default it will be up to end. So similarly, I can have 2 to 5, or I can go for 2 to 20 with a step value of 2. So these things you will practice of your own. These things already you know, you just have to practice over. Okay. So if I give a of minus 1, it fetches the last element, obvious, right? So if I give colon minus 1, what does it mean? I'll give colon minus 1.
So starting from negative index, maximum negative index to minus.
No, it is saying that starting, which value is not given, you tell me. There are 2 colon and 3 values. There are 2 colon
Starting.
and 3 values. So is the
Starting is not given.
So starting is not given. So what it will be then?
So the maximum index means from maximum index in the reverse negative, maximum negative index.
Yes, maximum negative. So suppose for example, this is my value, right? This value I have given as minus 1. So it may be, I do not know. If the step is minus 1, I know that I have to go from the last. But it is saying this value as minus 1. So it may be 0 to something or whatever may be. So it will start printing up to the minus 1. So it will print the entire string. It is not necessary to be reverse order. Where it is? Not to be reverse order. You see, it will go on printing like that only. So
Sir,
now,
not get it, sir.
see over here, suppose I'll say this value I have over here. This is the value from 4 to 34. Now here it's saying that you go for print from this list A, print from this list A up to what? Up to the value of minus 1. So if it is minus 1, it should go up to what? Start is not
34, sir. 34.
Minus 2, sir.
minus 2. Okay.
Minus 2, sir.
Oh, so minus 2 means which value it is?
32.
32, sir.
So it is going from. Bujhela na nahi? Is it understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, we can go for minus 4 to minus 1. Similar, I'll start with minus 4, but it should go to what? Minus 1 plus 1 means it will go to 0, so it's up to 32. Minus 1 plus 1 is the minus 2, so it is as it is minus 1, so again minus 1 minus 2, so it is up to 32 this way. Similarly, I can have minus 4 to minus 8 with a step value of minus 2. So you will run it and check that how these values are actually coming. It is not important that what output is coming. You have to interpret that why that output is coming. So I have already told the list are mutable. That is, we can change or modify the content after it is created. We can so it is mutable, means we can change its content, right? Suppose I have fruit list. Let me my fruit list as apple, pear, and grapes. Correct. So now,
Sir,
yes.
sir, I have doubt in the previous slide.
Yes. Which one?
Sir, in -4 to -1, it should be print from 26, 28, and 30.
No, no. Mine. There is another 34 value is also here.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Huh?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, sir. Now get it, sir.
Good. Okay. So now you have apple, pear, and grapes. So value of fruits list is the fruit list, means it will print all these, right? Is it or not? Because I have given that list name, so it will print the entire thing. Addresses, if I want to print, the address, I'll which function I'll use?
ID function.
ID function. Just see over here. When you give the print this, what it is giving? The value of fruit is apple, pear, grapes. It is printing. What is the address? Address is apple, pear, and grapes. Suppose this is the address that we get. Let this is the address where the list is being stored. Where the, like in an array, the starting address is stored. Similarly, in the list is being stored some location. That location is over here. Correct. Now, if I print this of 0, fruit list of 0, what it will print?
Sir, in this place of apple, it should
So what it is doing, we are actually changing the value of apple to banana. We are changing the value of apple to banana. Is it understood? So directly we can write the list of 0 equals to banana. If I write list of 2 equals to banana, then grapes should have been changed to banana. So now if I print what is the updated list, then it will print what? The updated list over here. This will print the updated list over here. Is that understood? Now I have changed some values. I have changed from apple to banana over here. And again I want to print the address, whether it is pointing to the same location or some of the location. If I change the value inside the list, whether it is pointing to the same location or some other location. So again I print the, I use the ID function. Again I use the ID function over here. But what I find that location is same. So whether you change any value inside the inside the list, you add elements, you delete elements, you change elements, but it will point to the same location, because this is the list is the object and the starting address is being stored over here. Is it understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Simple, let's say traversing a list, we can access each element of the list or traverse a list using a for loop or a while loop. We can use any kind of loop for traversing, maybe a while loop or for loop may be used for the purpose, right? So okay, so this is the list. Here I have taken red, green, blue, yellow, black. These are this is the list I have taken. I put a loop for item in my list. So this item will iterate over this and it will print each item. I want to print on the same line. So therefore, I have given end equals to space. So it will be printed on the same line. If I will not use it, will be printed on the separate lines. Correct. So I can traverse the list. Similarly, by using the index also I can traverse. For I in range of this, when I give for range, that means that is an integer value. Generally, usually the range is from integer value. So what I give, length of my list. Length of my list means number of items in the over here in this list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is actually, this returns 5. This returns 5. So if this is 5, then my range is from 0 to 4, right? If this returns 5, the range is from 0 to 4. So I 0, I equals to 1, I equals to 2, I equals to 3, and I equals to 4. So it prints my list of 0, my list of 1, my list of 2, my list of 3, and my list of 4. Correct? So, and what is the output in both the cases? I will get red, green, red, green, blue, yellow, and black. So what is that? I will get it over here again. Correct? The for loop can be used to iterate over the items of a list easily. Usually for loop is very useful in our list accessing. For example, for iterating variable in the list statements, this is generally the syntax. Name is Jack, Jim, and George is given over here. For name in names, print name. So it will go on printing what? Name is the the increment variable. So name will become this, name will become Jim, and name will become George. So each one will be get printed. So for loop will iterate over these 3 elements in the list. So this is the output that will get Jack, Jim, and George. And this is printed in separate lines. If I want to print it in the same line, I'll just put a comma and write end equals to space. Okay, so this is the this is a list. See over here. In this list, is it only strings or only numbers or only characters? This is integer, this is string, this is float value, this is a character, and this is boolean. Is it understood what I am saying? A list, so a list may consist of different kinds of data types. A list may consist of different kinds of data types, right? So if I write for element in this list, so this variable in this list, what I'll do, I want to print each item. So I'll go for 100. Each item will get printed. Achha, can you print that in same program? The last one, this example, I want to print the value and its type. How could you print? I want to print the value and its type.
The type space.
Or element.
I'll write element, comma,
Type of element.
type of element. Yes, type of element. So that it will find out what is the data type of the element. If I want to print the size of each of those,
Size of element.
size of operator is not there. You find out what is the, how to find. I have already given you in that some slides maybe before, and that how to get print the size and address and the value and type. Okay. Suppose let me see the timing. Please 7. Okay, let me first take the attendance, otherwise it may cut. Then we'll see. 1, 2, 3. Roll number 4. Four absent, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Sir, 11 present, sir.
11 present. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 31. 31 is permanent absent perhaps. 31. Okay.
Sir, roll number 4 is also permanent.
Roll number 4 is permanent
Roll
absent.
number 4 and 31 permanent absent, sir.
Okay. 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 So we have any doubt till now what you have discussed? Till now, what anyone having any doubt?
No, sir.
So maybe from next class onwards, we'll go for some other operations on the list itself. How to initialize the list to a program and some other operations that will be read in the next class. Okay. Any doubt or should I end the meeting? Okay. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.